to make a life for yourself and pursue your dreams. That's what we all want.
Right.
All that other stuff is just dividing points. One of the things, I had Rep Luna on the podcast. We were talking about something, and she said they don't want to fix this issue because they can fund their campaign with it.
Of course. I mean, that's immigration to a
But isn't
T.
that crazy?
But
Like that politicians will fail to resolve an issue on purpose because they want to raise funds by campaigning on this issue.
It is disgusting. Yeah. But
it's so gross. That is un-American. That's truly evil.
Truly evil, yeah.
And when she said it, I was like, oh, I didn't think of that.
Yeah.
But I kind of did, but I didn't want to believe it. And then coming out of someone's mouth who works in government, I'm like, oh, fuck.
Right. If you stand for a cause, right, and you're seen as the person that can potentially solve that problem, and then that problem goes away, then you don't have a platform to stand on. So a lot of times you don't want to solve that problem. And I think in many ways that's what immigration has been, because it is not possible that we have the broken immigration system that we have. We have the backlog of people trying to get papers who can't. We don't have a way for people who want to come to this country legally to come to this country legally. It's, and it's been decades and decades of this, and we haven't been able to figure out how to solve this problem. And it has to be because it benefits all politicians that this hasn't been solved, right?
Well, another very high-level politician told me once, I can't remember if he said it on the podcast, I don't want to say his name, but that he had a conversation with a man who was a CEO of a large corporation and said he was very opposed to tightening up the border because he needs the illegal immigrants for the workforce. He just said it openly. Like, so that's part of it too. They want cheap labor.
Right.
Yeah, because it helps their bottom line. It's just like, God.
Yeah.
Oh, God. And as long as those people don't have paperwork, they have to shut the fuck up. They can't demand better worker rights. They can't,
Yeah, which is a problem also now with the raids, is that a lot of violence is happening, even if it's rapes or domestic abuse, and people are just, even if they're going through this, they're not going to call the police because they're afraid of being deported.
They're scared they're going to get deported.
Of course.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know. It's like, boy, it's an overcorrection after overcorrection,
without actually fixing the fucking
left and right and left and right. And that's where you get real cynical. You're like, I think these people like it like this.
Yeah.
I think they like all this crazy shit.
Yeah, it's difficult not to get cynical, right? And I actually, to me, it's always heartbreaking when you hear people saying that they don't vote or they're not into politics. They don't care about what's happening because politicians are all the same, and they're completely disengaged. And to me, that's heartbreaking.
It is heartbreaking.
Because, that's taking the power away from people, right?
The other thing you think about these dark times is they call for people to rise up. Like, rise up against the machine and rebel. I mean, like, they call for a hero. Right. And that's what we always hope for. We're like, maybe this one person's going to figure this out. Maybe there's going to be this person that emerges, this real leader.
Right.
And they're looking at the Democratic Party and they're like, no, there's no one there. Who's it going to be? I don't think Tallarico's trying to run for president. So outside of him, who really makes sense? Well, you got a bunch of people that are just politicians, politics as usual. Right.
And
then once they get inside,
you have a bunch of cowards on the Republican side that
100%.
Even when they're seeing this stuff happening, even though we know that they don't agree with it,
100%.
even though we know they know it's morally wrong, they're too afraid to speak out.
And they're all insider trading.
Yeah.
All of them on top of that. They're all making, it's crazy. You see, they're making $170,000 a year. They get into office. Within a couple of years, they're worth $10 million. They're worth $15 million. And you look at it, it's all stock trades. Like, this is bananas that this is legal.
Yeah.
You motherfuckers put Martha Quinn in jail. Put Martha Quinn in jail. Tried her for insider trading and got her on lying.
Martha Stewart, you mean?
Oh, did I say Martha Quinn? That's the MTV VJ. Sorry, Martha Quinn.
Martha Stewart. I love Martha Stewart so much.
Martha Stewart.
She's
That's so funny. I
really want to have her on my podcast.
Oh, yeah. She's a badass lady. But they put her in jail. Yeah. They put Martha Stewart in jail, who was beloved by
so
America.
Ridiculous. Have you watched the doc about her? It's so good.
No, she's quite a lot.
So great.
But you also have to be quite a lot to become that person. That's how
absolutely.
That's how you become that person.
She's a proud bitch, and I love her.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of funny, you could say the same thing about a lot of people that are very famous. Well, listen, it's always great to talk to you. I really appreciate you coming here, and you do amazing work. You really do. It's so courageous and so necessary, and I think you provide a window into various aspects of life on this planet that otherwise people would not have access to.
Thank you. And I hope the podcast will be the continuation of that.
I'm sure it will be. I'm sure it will be.
Excited.
So The Hidden
here it
Third,
is. Thanks,
and
Jamie.
it is available on YouTube. Is it available everywhere?
Everywhere.
Everywhere. Who's this
Wherever
first guy you
get
have here?
Your podcast.
That's the
Fabian
trailer?
Alamar is an amazing guy. That's the retired FBI agent that I spoke with. You should listen to that episode.
What is it about?
So he's the guy who went after the pill mills in Florida, who was doing his investigation at the same
Oh.
time as I was doing. And then Fabian Alamar is a great guy.
And he's a this
a
guy's
former
a different guy.
skater, did 9 years in prison. He was sentenced to 7 years in prison for kidnapping and beating the shit out of this guy who supposedly he was on meth, very high on crack, actually very high on crack. Anyway, he beat the shit out of this guy who allegedly had raped his sister, but kept him in a trunk, beat the shit out of him. Was arrested for 7 years and then did 2 more years because he almost killed a child molester in prison. But basically did a whole 180, is now an actor on the Mayans, has an incredible life story. He was brought up by gangs. His family member were all gang members. They all did time in prison, but has done a whole 180, is now involved in an
What is the Mayans?
It was that show with the bikers.
Oh, it's a biker gang
He also
show?
did that with the Eva Longoria, the Hot Chili, what was it called? The Flaming Hot movie. He was also in
okay.
that movie. Anyway, he's become an actor, but also very
okay.
involved, a pro skater, and also very involved in anti-recidivism. And then another guy we had on was Matt Boyer. Do you know Matt Boyer? He was, you should have him on. He's in prison right now. We interviewed him a week before he went to prison, actually.
Jesus.
He's the guy in the Otani scandal. The Otani scandal?
I don't
the
know
baseball.
that scandal.
Yeah.
Do you know it, Jamie?
Yeah.
What happened?
So, you know Otani?
Yeah.
Biggest, most well-known, most successful, I don't know
Baseball
sports
player, yeah.
terms,
Okay.
but the best baseball player ever,
Right.
apparently, is Otani. He's in the Dodgers. He was signed up for the Dodgers. It turns out that his translator, who is also his best friend, because Otani is Japanese and doesn't speak English, so he has a translator who's also his best friend in the U.S., who's with him 24/7, had a gambling problem. And the bookie in this gambling problem was a guy called Matt Boyer, fascinating guy. Grew up in Orange County and built an empire. I mean, making millions of dollars as an illegal bookie, flying private jets, like betting insane amounts of money himself. He's also a gambling addict, but had high, athletes from all over and important celebrities, basically placing bets with him instead of placing them online. They placed them with him, but all illegal. And it was found out just before he was about to sign for the Dodgers, the Otani, that while they were investigating a casino in Vegas, they came across this bookie. And through this bookie, they found out that Otani's translator, and possibly they thought initially maybe Otani, was illegally betting. And this is a guy that stands to make millions for the Dodgers, for all the companies that he sponsors.
Yeah.
So this was a fucking massive deal. And it turns out that Otani was not the one betting, that it was his translator. Matt Boyer, who's at the center of the scandal, believes that Otani knew that that his friend and translator had a gambling problem, but he came out and said he had no idea, and nobody wanted this problem on their hands, right? The amount of money that you could lose, and so the guy came out saying. Initially, he said that Otani knew. The translator said Otani knew. And then he came out and said, actually, Otani had no idea. And I lied. And now he's also in prison.